Hi, my name is Shauna Lampi-Legaree, and I am thrilled that you joined me for this week's video, which is a simple little trick on how to sort of revive paint that has gone a little gelatinous or is kind of thicker than usual for acrylic paint. Please consider subscribing, like the video, and leave me a comment. Grab our paint tools and let's get going. I'm putting out ultramarine violet, quinacridone blue violet. You can see I'm really struggling. It's the end of the tube and it's an old tube. And alizarin crimson hue. The ultramarine violet is this beautiful, buttery, look at how smooth it is. It is what heavy body acrylic paint should look like. Now the quinacridone blue violet, you can see that it's really thick and viscous and gelatinous, as well as the alizarin crimson hue. You can see that it's not quite as thick as the quin blue violet, but close to. We're going to use the Airbrush medium, which is a very thin medium, to correct these paints. See how thin this medium is? It's a polymer. It's the basis of what you would put your pigment into. And here we are. You can see that it's fighting. So as I'm putting more pressure on with my palette knife, it is creating a bit of friction. So it's heating up the paint a little bit, which helps the airbrush medium become incorporated better. It takes quite a bit of airbrush medium, and it takes a bit of time to fix when this paint goes this way. This particular tube of paint I've owned for must be 7 years, and it's right at the end of its life, and there was not very much paint in it as well, so that also impacts how the paint will survive. So I keep adding a little bit more and a little bit more, and you can see it's starting to get easier to put in, and it's getting smoother. I just keep using the friction that I'm creating. You can still see it has some bubbles in it, but it's far smoother, and you would be able to work with it now if you needed to. Let's go over here to the alizarin crimson. Now this is not as old paint, but it definitely has the same challenge. First, it's hard to get it to go in, but once it starts accepting that airbrush medium, it gets easier and easier. Add a little bit more airbrush medium. So if I'm working with this kind of paint, and it has gone a bit sideways, and I live 1,500 kilometers to the closest art store, so it's not something I can go and just pick up a new tube. I will spend the time it takes to do this. I will use a bigger amount and I will put it away to use another time and fix it up. So here you go. The other thing I learned is I don't use alizarin crimson very often, so I bought a smaller tube of paint instead of a big container. Airbrush medium to the rescue. Look at how beautiful that paint is getting. It will never be fully like the first paint, but it's pretty close. Let's look at them now, and as I pull it out, you can see that there's still sort of thickness to the quinacridone blue violet, and I've moved the camera closer so you can see it. And I could probably work it out more, but that would take probably more effort than I'm wanting to do. And as I pull out the alizarin crimson, see how much smoother it is? It's not a very old paint. It just was a large amount that I don't use. And there is that beautiful ultramarine violet for comparison. Well, thank you for watching this little tips and tricks video that I did today. I mean, it was amazing to see alizarin crimson become smoother and smoother, though the quinacridone blue violet certainly did not get to be any better than it was. That was a tube of paint that went in the garbage. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next art video.